say don't, you'll be proud of me, OG. Woke up, read me a Bible verse, got some breakfast in my system, talked to God about it. You know what I'm saying? And he laid it on me. I got one more album, EP, mixtape, whichever one it's gonna be, I got one more. And it's over, I'm going to find my peace.
A 25-year-old rapper who survived the bullets that took his friends. Made millions alongside Yo Gotti, yet couldn't escape the war inside his own mind. Lil Papa's final tweets were deeply disturbing. I'm scared to go to sleep. I'm lonely, bro. And somebody's going to die. Just 3 days later, he was found dead in Atlanta. But what really pushed Jacksonville's brightest rising star over the edge? The truth might shock you. Lil Papa wasn't just another rapper out of Jacksonville. He was the one who actually made it. Signed to Yo Gotti's CMG label, pulling in millions of streams, with a future brighter than most artists from his city could ever imagine. But success couldn't silence the trauma that was tearing him apart from the inside. The 2018 shooting that put his name on the map also left scars no one could see. To understand how a young king with everything ahead of him ended up taking his own life, we have to go back to where it all began, the streets of Jacksonville, Florida. Let's rewind to Jacksonville, Florida. A city where the murder rate stands at more than twice the national average. This isn't an ordinary place. It's where young men either escape the cycle or become another statistic. Lil Papa, born Janerius Mykel Wheeler, split time between his mother's home on the east side and his grandmother's house on the west. His mother kept him grounded in church, doing everything she could to steer him away from the streets. And that's where he first discovered his gift.
Do this, man. Any young niggas on here right now, it's more to life, man. It's more to life, bro.
At just 6 years old, the young kid was writing Christian rhymes and performing in church. His older brother, Chi, showed him how to rap, and Papa took to it instantly. The family recognized the talent early. This wasn't just a child playing around. This was real ability taking shape. His grandmother's house became his sanctuary, the one place he could focus on music without the chaos outside. But when you grow up in Jacksonville, sooner or later the streets call your name. When Papa stepped off the porch, his lyrics began reflecting the harsh, violent world around him. The east side, where his mother lived, carried its own reputation. The west side had its problems too. He was witnessing shootings, watching friends get locked up or killed. And all that pain poured directly into his music. What set Papa apart was this: he never stopped chasing his dream, even when his own body worked against him. He was battling a chronic blood disorder that sometimes left him bedridden for days, even weeks. Most people would have quit. Papa used that time to sharpen his craft. He built a studio in his grandmother's closet and recorded without ever leaving the house. That's discipline. His family supported him, but they were worried. They saw the talent, but they also knew Jacksonville's history with young rappers. The city had a pattern of turning dreams into tragedies. Still, Papa was determined to break the cycle. By 14, he released his first music video. Over the next few years, he went on a steady run, singles, mixtapes, and a growing buzz across Jacksonville. The local scene started paying attention. This wasn't just another kid with a dream. This was an artist with real stories, real pain, and a relentless work ethic. But 2018 changed everything, and not in the way anyone expected. Before we get to what broke Papa's spirit, we have to understand the world he was navigating. Jacksonville's rap scene in the late 2010s was volatile. Territories divided, crews aligned, street politics spilling into music. Artists were pulled into conflicts, whether they wanted to be or not. Papa and his circle formed Cut Circle, presented publicly as a music collective. Law enforcement believed otherwise. Their rivals were associated with Head First. The tension between those groups went far beyond music. At one point, Papa had actually been cool with Julio Folio. They recorded songs together while both were coming up. But something fractured that relationship. A confrontation at a mall escalated into a fight at a Foot Locker. And from that moment, everything shifted. Different stories circulated about what sparked it. Social media comparisons. Lyrics interpreted as disrespect. Personal tensions. Whatever the truth, the fallout turned public, and it lasted for years. Diss tracks were released. Responses followed. Lines were crossed involving deceased friends and family members. This wasn't just rap competition. This was grief weaponized. While Papa was trying to build a career, he was also navigating an atmosphere where every lyric could have consequences. Imagine trying to focus on your music while constantly looking over your shoulder. That was his reality. Then came the incident that changed his life forever. In 2018, Papa was riding with close friends, people he'd grown up with, brothers in every sense. That day, they were caught in a drive-by shooting. When the smoke cleared, multiple friends were dead. And Papa survived. He walked away without a scratch while the people he loved lay bleeding. One of the victims was his longtime friend CP. Another friend was injured trying to protect him. The psychological impact was immediate. What mental health professionals call survivor's guilt set in, the unbearable question of why he lived while others did not. Why wasn't I hit? Why did I survive? What makes my life worth more than theirs? Instead of burying it, Papa poured that pain into music. He released Purple Hearts. The lyrics revealed everything that was tormenting him. At night, I wonder why them bullets ain't hit me. That wasn't entertainment. That was a confession. The track became his breakout hit. Millions of views. Ironically, the most traumatic moment of his life became the song that elevated his career. But success came with a cost. Every time he performed it, he relived that night. Every request for that song reopened the wound. The attention eventually led to a deal with Interscope Records. Then, in April 2022, Gotti signed him to CMG. CMG, Collective Music Group, was one of the hottest labels in hip-hop, with artists like Moneybagg Yo and others leading the charge. A cosign from Gotti was validation at the highest level. Papa's career took off. Millions of streams, major features, professional studios, financial success that few from his neighborhood had ever seen. But money doesn't erase trauma. The survivor's guilt remained. The chronic illness remained. The memories remained. And now there was new pressure, label expectations, deadlines, touring, public scrutiny. Success introduced a different kind of stress. Papa's music stood out because he was willing to explore mental health, grief, depression, and survival with rare Honesty. Listeners connected with that. Vulnerability. But while he was articulating the pain in his lyrics, he was still living with it in real time. His Instagram bio once read, "First we're born, next we suffer, then we die. The end." That wasn't branding. That was a window into his mindset. In the weeks leading up to his death, his posts grew more concerning. Tweets about being afraid to sleep, feeling lonely, wondering if it was okay to cry. They weren't lyrics. They were warning signs. On February 18, 2026, Janerius Mykel Wheeler, known to the world as Lil Papa, was pronounced dead in Fulton County, Georgia. He was 25 years old. Reports indicated the death was self-inflicted. Just days earlier, he had released new music. From the outside, everything looked successful. His passing shocked the hip-hop community. Here was an artist who had escaped the streets, secured a major deal, and built a national platform, yet still couldn't find peace. His story is a painful reminder that success does not cure trauma. Fame doesn't silence guilt. Money doesn't eliminate mental health struggles. Artists like Juice WRLD, Mac Miller, and Rich Homie Quan also reached incredible heights while quietly fighting internal battles. Lil Papa's demons were rooted in survival, in living when his friends did not. His death should be more than a headline. It should be a wake-up call about how seriously we treat mental health, especially for young black men, expected to carry everything without breaking. When someone says they're afraid to sleep, when they talk about loneliness, when they question whether it's okay to cry, those aren't lyrics. Those are signs. Lil Papa survived Jacksonville. He survived illness. He survived gunfire. But he couldn't survive the weight he carried inside. And that's the real story.